My wife gave birth to a black kid while I'm fully white. When I asked for a DNA test, she refused, saying, "You're being too dramatic. If you don't trust me, leave me." A few days later, when I found out who the real father was, everyone was left shattered. The first sound was the baby's cry. The second was silence, the kind that sinks deep into your bones. Everyone smiled, the nurses, the doctor, my wife. But something in the room cracked wide open for me. I looked at the baby in her arms, the skin tone, the eyes, the soft curl of the hair. Nothing about him was mine. The nurse said, "Congratulations, Dad," and handed him to me. My hands stayed at my sides. Emily's voice trembled. "Hold him." I couldn't. The smell of antiseptic burned in my nose. The clock ticked above her head. I watched the second hand move and realized my marriage had already ended. That night, when the nurses left, I asked quietly, "Emily, who's the father?" She laughed. Brittle, too high. "You're being dramatic. If you don't trust me, maybe you should just leave." Her voice was steady, but her hands were shaking. I nodded once. No shouting, no accusations, just quiet. Then I left. The automatic doors slid open, and the night air hit me like ice. 3 days later, I mailed a DNA kit. One for me, one for her, one for the baby. While I waited, I pretended. Smiled for texts from family, told my mother, "We're fine," went to work, typed emails, ate lunch. But every time I closed my eyes, I saw that hospital room. Her face, the lie. When the results came, my hands were steady, until they weren't. 0% probability. Not the father. I thought that would be the worst line I'd ever read, but there was more. The lab matched partial DNA with a record already in their system. A medical file from a family history panel we'd done years earlier. The other man wasn't a stranger. It was my stepfather. The man my mother had married last year. The one I'd forced myself to accept. The man who called me son at every family dinner. He'd sat across from me for months, sipping wine, smiling that calm, empty smile, while sleeping with my wife. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Rage burned out fast. What came next was colder, like standing in snow barefoot and not feeling it anymore. I moved in silence. I printed everything. The test results, the texts, the call logs, every piece of proof. Each set went into a white envelope, 10 of them. One for every guest at my mother's upcoming family dinner. She called me that week. Her voice was full of joy. "Come celebrate, sweetheart. The baby will bring everyone closer." I almost laughed. The night of the dinner, her house smelled like rosemary and garlic. Jazz played softly in the background. When I walked in, my mother hugged me tight. "I'm so glad you came." Behind her stood her husband, my stepfather, smiling. "Good to see you, son," he said, clapping my shoulder. His hand lingered a second too long. It felt like dirt. Emily arrived soon after, holding the baby. She looked tired, her smile fragile. We sat. Toasts were made. Laughter filled the room. For a moment, it almost felt normal. Then dessert came out, and I stood. "I brought something for everyone," I said, my voice calm, even. From my jacket, I pulled out the envelopes. One by one, I placed them on the table. My mother frowned. "What's this?" "Just something I wanted to share." Emily's hand hovered over hers, but didn't open it. My stepfather leaned back, watching me carefully, his smile flickering. "Go ahead," I said. Paper tore. Silence followed. My mother's hands started to shake as her eyes moved down the page. My stepfather's jaw clenched. Emily's face drained of color. The DNA report, the proof, and beneath it, screenshots, texts, hotel bookings. My mother's breath hitched. "Please tell me this isn't real." No one spoke. I looked at my wife. "You told me if I didn't trust you, I should leave." She was crying now. "Michael, please." I turned to my stepfather. "And you called me son." He opened his mouth, but no words came out. I looked at my mother, tears streaking her face, hands clutching the paper like it might burn through her palms. I took a breath. "I'm leaving, but I'm leaving the truth behind." No one moved. No one said a word. I walked to the door. My mother called after me, voice breaking. "Michael, wait!" But I didn't.